The Thargoids have a secret, and it may be revealed to us very soon. Whether it's a dirty little secret, we'll have to wait and see. But, well, you never know. It is alien after all. There's also another potentially problematic issue that does seem to be growing, which is the unending focus on combat, something we'll discuss in this video as well. It's a problem which has been growing along with the arrival of the Thargoid signal source back in Update 13. This signal soon became known as Tyrannus and was moving at a very rapid speed. It arrived with a massive bang and an impact upon humanity within the game that has been felt far and wide. Since then, a lot of lessons have been learnt. And talking of lessons and learning, this video is sponsored by Brilliant. So here's the thing about Brilliant. If you're not constantly learning and building new skills, you're falling behind. That's where Brilliant.org comes in. It's the best way to learn math and computer science interactively. They have thousands of lessons from foundational and advanced math to AI, data science and neural networks, with new lessons added every month. One of my favourite courses on Brilliant is their Deep Learning course, which has helped me understand the core concepts behind AI and neural networks. And the best part is Brilliant's hand-on visual approach. It makes learning enjoyable and effective. Now, here's the deal. I've teamed up with Brilliant to offer a special opportunity by visiting brilliant.org/obsidianant or clicking on the link in the video description. You can try everything Brilliant has to offer free for 30 days. And the first 200 of you will also get 20% off Brilliant's annual premium subscription. So don't wait, make learning a daily habit and invest in your human intelligence with Brilliant. Click on the link in the description and happy learning. So the Thargoid arrived with a bang. That was Update 13. Update 14 arrived a little bit later and caused even more problems, with the Maelstroms arriving on force and full-on Thargoid invasion of human-occupied systems. Now, that threat has continued to grow. Back in February, there was a total of 724 Thargoid-controlled human star systems. This has continued to increase, and as of April, that stands at 1,182 Thargoid-controlled systems. So yes, the Thargoids are slowly taking control of all human-occupied space, and this is very much a problem. Not just in terms of lore, but potentially in terms of gameplay. No matter how much players resist the Thargoid occupation, as you can see, there are just 20 systems in a state of post-Thargoid recovery. That always seems to be around about that same number. It doesn't really increase much beyond that, and to be fair, it doesn't decrease much below that either. One only has to look at the galaxy map to see the true extent of the problems. Just look at the number of rescue ships here. Look at the number of Thargoid Maelstroms, and look at the sheer abundance of Thargoid-controlled systems. A few of them over here as well at the Witchhead Nebula. Now this is potentially where things start to get pretty interesting, as there may be new technology coming along for players to try out. This comes from the latest Galnet article posted just yesterday, the 27th of April. This article is called Positive Results from Maelstrom Probes. In terms of in-game lore, a character known as Professor Albert Tesseru has been conducting a variety of experiments. This is what he has to say. Several remote-controlled probes outfitted with Thargoid pulse neutralizers were launched into the Tyrannus Maelstrom. The colossal electromagnetic pulse generated within the clouds should have repulsed them, but feedback confirms the probes were insulated from its effects. Now it turns out that the probes could get through, but no data was recovered, so we don't know exactly what goes on within that. But further into the article, it confirms that modules have been designed that can be outfitted to ships. Now these ships have too much of a drain to be helpful in fights against Thargoid interceptors. Basically, they'll be such a drain that you probably won't be able to outfit them effectively with weapons and other such things to be useful in a fight. But nonetheless, they are going to be good for exploring inside the Thargoid Maelstroms. The big question, of course, is what are we going to find in there, and when is that going to happen? Well, the answer to that seems to be very likely. We know that Update 15 is arriving on the 9th of May, so just 2 weeks away from the point of this article. That seems extremely likely that's going to happen. Whether or not all players will be issued with this new technology remains to be seen. But what are we going to find in the centre of the Maelstroms? Well, there's a number of opinions here. The first is some type of porthole. Now, when the Thargoid Maelstroms started coming in as a signal source, we can see that they look at this here. It does look as though it's some type of porthole, doesn't it? Maybe this is a porthole, some sort of jump gate, some sort of wormhole through which the Thargoids are exiting and arriving in human-occupied space. Another point, another thought here is that just maybe there will be some type of Thargoid mothership at the centre of the Maelstrom. These could be spawning the Thargoid interceptors and the Thargoid scouts, allowing them to come out en masse and cause all the problems that they have been causing. The real question, I think, on most people's lips is, what does this mean for gameplay? Already, the game is heavily focused on combat. Elite has moved away from pretty much all other activities in terms of new content, with Frontier focusing very, very heavily on all Thargoid-related combat. So, yet for anyone who's been around for updates 13 and updates 14, if you're not into combat, there may not be too much going on for you. Although, to be perfectly fair, there are some supply shipments being requested, there are some rescue missions going on, so there are a variety of other ways to help out as well. But it seems that for the most part, the new content is very much combat-centric. Now, how much you feel that this is a problem will really depend upon your playstyle. There are a lot of players out there, traditionally, historically, who were heavily invested in trading, who were heavily invested in mining or even exploration. Now, today, I don't know how many players of that type are still out there. The gameplay loops do exist after all. However, it's been a long, long time since there was last a content update for those type of players. Increasingly, as we move forward, Elite seems to be focused purely on combat. Whether that's ship-focused combat that we see happening with the Thargoid War, or ground-based combat that we see in more Odyssey-centric content. That's not to say that the other content has disappeared, far from it. In fact, exploration, trading, mining, all of that still exists. It just seems that those game loops are not expanded upon, improved, or getting any additions in recent times. It is something that does feel a little disappointing, I must admit. But that said, combat-focused content, how do you feel about it? Personally, I don't have too much of an issue with that. I think most of you do know I'd love to see exploration-focused content, but that hasn't happened for a long while. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. But, expectations should be set. Frontier haven't done that yet. They haven't revealed what's going into the upcoming update. But all indications are indeed that it's going to be combat-focused. So, there we have it. Some thoughts on what the Thargoid's little secret may be that they're hiding away, stashed within the centre of the Maelstroms. Could be that we see what that is in Update 15. Meanwhile, I'd like to thank again Brilliant for sponsoring this video. Do check out those links in the video description. As always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys and girls next time.